overnight, I found myself, I lost my village really overnight. I had no mother's group, no family, no friends, and it was a really difficult time in my life. The isolation was real, the mental health struggles were real, and farming, like parenting, is a 7-day-a-week job. It's relentless, and there is no maternity leave. There is no paternity leave. Sam was back at work 24 hours after our second was born years later. But in those early months, I was really battling. It was a perfect storm. And to answer your question as to why Motherland came to be is it was pretty simple. I couldn't find an organisation in the country dedicated to supporting rural mums. There was nothing out there. And being a journalist and a new rural mum, I put those two, I guess, skills together and came up with the idea to start Motherland, which, as you said at the beginning, is a national charity with multiple programs and services, but really just started with me at my desk and a microphone sharing stories of rural mums around the country. And here we are 6.5 years later.
That's amazing. So it came out of a need from you, and you, like you said, you lost your village. So you thought, if I don't have one, I'll make one myself.
Yeah, I'm a really big believer that you can turn pain into purpose in the right circumstances. And that's certainly what I've done with everything. Every initiative, every program that we've launched at Motherland has come from my own pain and my own need, as well as identifying that it wasn't just me that needed those things. So, for example, pandemic hit. I had my second baby. Borders were shut, so family couldn't visit throughout my whole pregnancy. We had family in Victoria and Sydney, and again, I was isolated. I didn't have access to a mother's group. People in the city I was seeing online were talking about that they could no longer meet each other face to face and mother's groups weren't happening. And it dawned on me, I'm like, well, that's never been the case for us. COVID or no COVID, there was no mother's group. And there is no mother's group for a lot of rural mums. Some do, but over 50% through our survey of over 1,000 rural mums have told us that they don't have access to one. It's just geographically too hard or just the local services are lacking. So again, leaning off that data and my own experience, launched Motherland Village, which is Australia's first online rural mothers group program. And we've connected nearly 500 rural mums to their own personalised support group through our 6-week facilitated program. I don't think well, look, there is the stereotypes. There's always going to be that. There's a saying in news, in journalism, if it bleeds, it leads. And that certainly applies to things like agriculture. Working in journalism, working as a journalist for many years, I was one of those journos who only ever did a story on the country if there was a drought or fire or floods and something dramatic. And so it often paints a picture of like the Aussie battler, the battler farmer. That's not who we are.